Hello, friends. I'm Swapna Gajjala, and I heartily welcome you all to PSSM Global Show Soul Connect. PSSM Global is an initiative to strengthen the roots of Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement worldwide. PSSM's sole mission is to spread Anapanasati meditation, plant based food, spiritual science, and beneficial uses of pyramid energy to one and all. One of the 18 guiding principles of PSSM emphasizes on listening and sharing meditation experiences to enhance one's spiritual progress. Through this show, we want to connect you all to various spiritual masters across the globe who will share their words of wisdom, their journeys, and experiences. I'm very happy and excited to welcome our guest, Hari Krishna from Australia. Hari is an ardent meditation practitioner for more than 20 years, and he has been teaching meditation to the community for the past 15 years. He has conducted a number of meditation sessions across various countries, including India, US, Singapore, and Australia. Hari is a member of International Meditation Teachers Association. He has started a community group called Breath Universe in 2017, through which he conducts meditation and mindfulness sessions across Australia and the world over online platforms such as Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube Live. Hari has experienced immense benefit in his 20 years of meditation practice. He believes it is his duty to give this great gift to everyone around him. Teaching meditation and listening to experiences of people who benefit from this is his true passion. Hearty welcome, Hari, to Soul Connect.
Thank you, Swapna, and the team of PMC Global. And thanks for welcoming me to this wonderful program called Soul Connect. And I'm excited to share my experiences to one and all today and recollect my journey once again.
Thank you. So, can you share with us when and how you actually got into meditation?
Yeah, sure. So, meditation has been part of my life from my early childhood, is what I can say, because I have never started it during my childhood as a separate practice as such, because I studied in a school called Maharshi Vidya Mandir, Maharshi Mahesh Yogi's school in Machilipatnam, back in India, South India. So because I studied in that school and my grandfather was principal to that school, so he was an ardent meditation practitioner as well. So like every day in school, we used to start doing meditation, start the day with meditation and end the day with meditation. And also I took this initiation at the age of 4, like transcendental meditation initiation. They give some mantra, and also I took this initiation at the age of 4. So meditation was more like a daily regular practice, like we brush, like we take bath, like we eat. Meditation was also part of my life. And I never did it with any motto as such. But thing is, everything comes for a reason in our life, is what we don't know. So from age of 4, it was not a new topic for me. So my grandfather, I practiced for about until I was 8th standard, which is when my grandfather died. So when he died, I moved to another place, to my uncle's home. I used to live with grandparents, and then I used to live with my uncle and aunt for about a couple of years. So I went there, and then they don't do meditation and all. So they were more into sports and all. They both were teachers. So I was more like, it went away. As naturally it came, as naturally it went away as well, because I never bothered about meditation or the benefits or anything about it. So it went away. And then I finished my 10th, and then went back to my parents in Vijayawada, and then continued my studies for a couple of years. So towards the end of my 12th standard or so, I again came back and once in a while visit my uncle and aunt, where I stayed for a couple of years. In those 2 years, my uncle started this meditation, pyramid meditation, and he learned from Patriji, and then he started doing it. So whenever I go there, by then I was a teenager, a normal teenager, where just go around for movies and studies and whatnot, just hang around with friends, have fun, a normal average teenager. So once in a while, I used to visit my uncle just casually, and then talk about different things. But suddenly he started talking about meditation every day. Every time I meet him, he used to talk about meditation. He used to say, this is that, this is third eye, You get so many benefits. Everyone has to start early. And he used to ping me a lot. But thing is, I never used to bother because I was a teenager. Why meditation for me? I was happy. Whatever benefit that he was talking about at that point of time, the bliss or whatever, concentration or whatever, I was a successful student and I was happy. I had everything back then. So why should I meditate? So then I came back. I used to come back to Vijayawada and then continue my studies. Once, right before my exams, as I said, a normal teenager used to study right before the exam. One day batting is what we used to call. So right before the exam, we had to study to pass the exam. So one night I was into my studies. Next day there was an exam, but I was getting a lot of sleep, so I couldn't wake up. My eyes were closing. So then my uncle popped in my mind. So he was keep talking about meditation. So he said one of the benefit he mentioned was your sleep time will get reduced. Okay, that popped up, and I thought, okay, I had no option. I had to sleep. I couldn't keep my eyes open. If I don't study next day, I won't be able to, fare well in my exam. So then I said, let me try. But I was doing group studies with my friends. I know what my friends will do. They will tease me if I meditate in front of them. So I said, I'll take a break. So I went upstairs. It used to be a 3-story building at my friend's place. So I said, I'll go for a walk and come. So I went upstairs, and then it was pitch dark at around maybe midnight, past midnight, pitch dark. I went there and sat in meditation. So, and then it was really good. I was fresh, but at the end of meditation, I saw something with a white sari, okay, and it's like a ghost. It's like some sort of a devil. So then I opened my eyes and then I came down immediately. I thought because I sat in dark, I imagined something. So it's like some ghost-like picture. So and then I came down, and I was fresh. That was really good. It worked out. So it worked out. Next day I again tried to go there and then do the same. And again after 15-20 minutes, again the same thing, the same ghost like picture appeared. It was very clear. It's like crystal clear. I could even now know, like it's like looking at a real photograph or a real person. I still know. I was like, what's happening? I'm doing in dark, so let me stop this. And then I went and I studied. Everything went fine. That was the last exam. I forgot about meditation again. So after a few days, when I was at home during the daytime, there was no one at home. My parents went somewhere, my brothers went somewhere. So I was alone. So I thought, okay, let me do meditation for 5 minutes. Just like that, I was thinking something and let me do it. And then I sat. Even during the day, when I was sitting on my bed, when there was so much of light, I saw the same thing again, exact same person again. I was like, what? I thought I'm just carrying forward a thought. Okay, I thought I'm carrying this forward because I have imagined back then. So whenever I sit in meditation, this thought will come into my mind. That's all, nothing much. But thing is, even during the day, I was scared. It's not like I'm some, it should be a real thing to be scared, because I used to watch horror films and all. I was not scared of ghosts and all. So I was surprised. So then I stopped meditation. Enough. It's not required. I anyway just tried it and it worked when I needed some freshness during my exam. So I stopped it naturally. So then after a few days, again, I went to visit my uncle, and then he said, he again started talking about meditation because that's the only topic that he always used to talk. His name was Badri Narayana from a small village called Mantada in Krishna district. So then anyway, he's talking. So let me ask his question to him. So I asked him, do we see ghosts in meditation? Is the question that I asked him. He laughed out loud and asked me what happened. And I told him this whole story. So every time I sit for meditation, I'm seeing this sort of picture. Then what he said was, Okay, when you open the eyes, the ghost is not there. Only when you close the eyes, the ghost is there, right? Now let's do meditation. I will sit next to you and watch for the ghost. Okay, don't worry. From outside, nothing will happen. So it's all inside, right? So you ask that ghost, who is she? Have a conversation. So that's when I sat in meditation, and after 15 minutes, exact same thing. Not even a dot of change. That's what actually intrigued me. It is so authentic. Things should change if it is a thought. If it is a movie, it should not change, right? So exact same thing. That's what it's like. How come the same sort of feeling and same sort of thing come in front of you? Then I asked, who are you? She says, I'm your mother. And then immediately it disappeared. And then a new film, it's like a new movie arrived, and I was sitting under a small tree. Sitting under a very huge tree, like something like a banyan tree, but it has a lot big flowers and all. And one person came from behind the tree, and then he asked me, who are you? I introduced myself. Then I asked him, who are you? Then he said his name. I said, okay, done. I don't have any other questions to ask. I was a teenager, so I haven't read anything, or I don't know anything about it. So I asked, okay, what should I ask you now? Because my uncle told, whoever you see, ask him, who are you? Have a conversation. But thing is, what conversation I'll have in some sort of a dream? I asked, who are you? He said his name. Then I said, like, what should I ask you? I asked him only, what should I ask you now? Then he said, first go decide that and come. And then that disappeared. And then I had a huge energy flow. At that time, I didn't know that it was energy flow. I had body pains, I had sweat. I was doing upstairs in an open area where there was a cool wind, but I had total sweat, felt so feverish, and then opened my eyes after whatever so time. I thought it was just 15 minutes because it was just two scenes. My uncle was waiting there patiently, so then he asked, okay, do you know how much time you did meditation for? I said, how much time? He said, 1.5 hours. I was so shocked because I thought it's just 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Okay, there are so many questions now. By the end of the session, who's that person who said my mother? Okay, who's that person who came from behind the tree and then, told his name? And then how come 15 minutes? I felt like 15 minutes, but it is 1.5 hours. What happened? As a teenager, I want to prove all these wrong because I don't want to believe anything that is illogical. Okay, so I came downstairs and then he asked me about experiences and I shared with my uncle and aunt. Then he said, okay, let me get a book and show you. So he got one book and then showed, and there is a picture on that book. And I was so shocked looking at that picture because that's the same person whom I saw in my meditation, where a person came from behind a tree. Exact same person. That's when I was like totally shocked. That built so much of interest in me. It's like, how can this happen? How can I see a person, exact same person whom I have never seen in meditation, and see the same person in real outside? Okay, so that person whom I saw that day in my meditation, who came from behind the tree and then talked to me and who told his name, was Paramhamsa Yogananda, my guru from past 7 incarnations, who has been guiding me every moment of my life. The person, the ghost, the devil that I have seen, the person who came on day 1 was Anandamayima. If you have seen a picture of her, she wears a white sari and then a big, bindi, and then so she looks a bit sharp. And I came to know about this only after 5 or 6 years of meditation. So until then, I never know. So she came to take me to Paramahamsa Yogananda and hand me over to him. So that was my mother, and she's Anandamayima. Then that interested me a lot in terms of how can all this happen in meditation? How can I see a person whom I have never seen? So, like many, my journey started not because of getting any benefits. My journey started so scientifically, to find out, to investigate what is this? How can it reduce the sleep time? Okay, how can I see some people whom I have never seen in meditation? And how can a person come and say, I'm your guru, and then I'll guide you from today? And how can he say, you have so and so thing to do? So there's so many experiences from then on, like it never stopped. So I used to sit, people around me used to sit and wait for me to tell my experience. Okay, what happened now? I used to predict things, what happens next. And then I used to try it, whatever that comes in meditation, I used to write down. And then I used to try, okay, this is what I got in meditation, let me see if this happens. And then I used to play with thought power. So my journey was more scientific in terms of, I used to experiment everything initially, because I wanted to prove everything wrong, because it's illogical. I cannot tell anyone that this is happening, because not everyone can try until they meditate, right? So that's how my journey started. And then it's been 20 years, and never ending, with immense benefits, immense experiences, and a great journey which has a lot of highs and lows. And when I say highs and lows, like a lot of good experiences and hard experiences which taught me as well. So that's in short about how I started.
I know they say any time is good to meditate, to start meditating, but for you, during your crucial times, like the seeds were sown when you were a child and you were reconnected again back when you were a teen. And it's amazing to know that Paramahamsa Yogananda was your guide and since past few lives. So it's very interesting. And what I liked is, like you said, you experiment. You just don't have to believe in what someone says. Always try it out for yourself. That's what they say. And that gives us more confidence and assurance that what we are doing is the right thing.
Exactly. So just to extend this, right? So my first meeting with Patri sir happened just after a month or so after I started meditation. So then I shared all my experiences with him, saying, these are my experiences. He was so happy, and then he made everyone clap around, and then everything was good. But the mistake I have done, I don't say mistake. That was my one of the most memorable days of my life. How it happened was, after 10 minutes or so, he was so happy, he made everyone clap, he encouraged me and everything. Then I asked him, sir, I have a question. Then he asked, okay, what is it? I said, are my experiences authentic? Are my experiences real? That's it. He got fired up so badly, and then he shouted at me, and then he said, who am I to determine if your experience is right or wrong? Who am I? Why are you asking me? So if not me, you will go to someone else and they'll say it is real. Do you believe it? Someone will say it is right, or someone will say it is wrong. Do you believe it? And that's what it is about. It is not that. You have to have that confidence. You have to understand. If you don't know the answer, search inside. Buddha never asked anyone if I am enlightened or not. He never went to someone and then said, oh, sir, am I enlightened? I feel like I'm enlightened. Am I enlightened? He never asked anyone. They said, if you want to live, live like Buddha. If not, go and die. That's my first message from him. I can never forget this in any moment. The moment I have a question, I know where to find. I feel so stupid to go to someone and ask, because it shows me that I'm not a Buddha. If I want to live like Buddha, I have to ask myself. It's the same with anyone who are in the spiritual journey. The moment we have a question, we can always take guidance, but never take approval. Approval has to come from inside. We should listen to people, we should take guidance, we should take support, help and everything. But the final approval comes from us, because we are the king of our life. So that's one of the greatest lessons that I have learned.
Amazing, amazing journey. So, can you tell us what is the importance of breath?
Okay, because as I said, I used to experiment with everything. So and this meditation that I started doing was very simple, like just observe the breath. Then I didn't stop there. I tried so many techniques because my, my view was always to prove something wrong. Okay, so I used to be. It's not about prove something wrong or prove something. Basically, logically prove something. So I tried many meditations. Names aside, I tried at least 20 to 30 other types of meditations. Seriously, I went for retreats and then tried. So what I understood, the common line in all of these meditations is breath. So everyone is playing with breath. So that's what actually created interest in me, like what's in breath. So when I searched more deeper and deeper and started experimenting with the breath, what I realized, many people have told, but I'm telling, my realization is breath is connected to everything in our life. Everything. I don't say this or that. Take physical, mental, emotional, whatever, spiritual, etheric, all bodies deep inside. So when we come here, when we take the breath, the first thing that we take is breath. And when we leave the body, the last thing that we leave is breath. So breath is the witness of every moment of our life. And it is connected to every act of our life. Our breath changes when we are angry. Our breath changes when we turn this side or this side. The moment we change the position of our body, the breath changes. Very subtlest. Even if it is a hand and then we lift the 5 fingers, the breath will be different. If we close 4 fingers and 1 finger out, the breath will be different. So every smallest act has a reflection on our breath. So what meditation is doing is catching and understanding and linking all these acts using the breath. So if we want to fix something, if we want to understand something, we have to catch the breath. That can fix everything. So we have, like, people say so many benefits. Oh, if you meditate, you get concentration. If you meditate, you will have good physical health, mental health, and everything. Why? Because the moment we catch the breath, we start understanding things. We cannot talk insanely. We cannot behave insanely. Everything happens so scientifically. We know the impact of the word that we speak, thought that we make. Okay, even the physical movement that we do, we will know the impact by becoming more and more aware of the breath, because it is like a blueprint of our life. It conveys the state of our life. The moment we catch the breath, we understand the state of our life, and we get the opportunity to change anything in our life. We can be Rama, we can be Ravana by catching the same breath. So what I realized is there is no other solution. I tried in my life. Whenever I had a problem, it could be a material problem or an immaterial problem. In my early years, I used to fix everything with my breath. I used to just go to my breath and solve everything. I got seat in whatever city and whatever college that I want when I was doing my PG. I got job into whatever company that I want and whatever location that I want. I'm just telling material benefits of it. So many material benefits. I'm telling you can even earn money with breath. Okay, you can even be as material as possible with breath. There are people. That's why I have taken an example of Rama or Ravana, right? So both are meditators. So one who went with a lot of material desires and then immaterial desires. Okay, so you can be anything. Breath gives you the control, free will, and it fixes everything, every other thing. There is nothing that you cannot fix with breath. And it's not just my experience. I have taught this meditation to so many people. Whoever has practiced this sincerely, each one of them, every single person has achieved their, what they want to achieve. So there is a zero failure, I would say. There is no one who goes away. That's why we throw this challenge. You do meditation for 40 days. If you don't like it, leave it. That's what we say when people come into meditation, because after 40 days of meditation, they won't leave meditation. So that's why breath is the most important aspect. If we don't catch the breath as soon as possible, we are delaying our life, I would say, because if we don't catch our breath, we are not living our life in awareness. We are living in control of everything else. The environment controls us, the situations control us, because our mind is so wavering. We haven't catch hold of any aspect of our life. The moment we catch the breath, we catch everything. It is like a net, okay? So in our hand, so we throw it and we catch everything with the net, whatever out there. It could be environment, it could be body, it could be mind, it could be emotions, everything. You can catch everything. The moment you catch everything, it's your job, it's your free will. Whatever that you want to do with, you can do.
Beautifully explained. Thank you so much for giving us this perspective.
Thank you.
And so you were talking about thought power and all. So, what is the impact of thoughts in our life, and how do we build that miraculous mind?
See, mind is a very important tool in our life. It is like a field where we sow the seeds and then grow whatever plants we want in our life. So basically, miraculous mind, that's a wonderful word, and I learned from through my meditation. What is miraculous mind? What is miraculous mind is nothing but a weed free land. There is not even one weed. It's an empty land where we can plant whatever that we want. Once it is weed free, every mind is already miraculous. So what is the path towards miraculous mind is just to pluck the weeds out. What are these weeds? The weeds are the thoughts that actually waste the land and also pollute the land. Okay, pollute the land. What is land? Land is nothing but the body and mind and this life plane. So whatever that pollutes this life plane, whatever that creates a disease, is a weed, right? So if we have a wrong thought, inappropriate thought, unscientific thought, that impacts our body, that creates disease. Same way that creates mental disease, same way that creates an emotional disease. So the moment we have this unscientific thought, it will have a problem in one of the planes of our human self. So our job is not to put anything. We don't need to put anything. We can decide that later. The job at hand is to pluck all these weeds out, identify and pluck all these weeds out. And that's it. It will become a fertile land. It is already a fertile land. We just have to pluck out what's already there lying and polluting it. So that can be done only through meditation, only through meditation. So by doing meditation, we will be able to pluck all the weeds out. What we are doing is closing the eyes, observing the breath, cutting all the thoughts. That means all the weak thoughts will go away. The more deeper we go into meditation, even the deeper weeds or some of the patterns that we have planted in this land will slowly start becoming weak and coming out. It's like putting a weed killer and then pulling them out. The moment we pull them out, we'll have an empty land. We will know for good that I have a lot of space in myself now. What should I do? The moment you get this free will, that's when you can plant whatever that you want and you can nurture whatever you want and then make it a miraculous mind. And thought power is nothing but when will thought, if there is a plant, let's say for example, you are growing a rose plant. If there are so many weeds around it, it takes half of the energy. It won't let the actual tree grow. So thought power is nothing but if we take the weeds around it out, it gives more power to the actual plant to grow. So let's say I'll take the real-time example. Okay, I want to achieve something in my life. For example, I want to do a huge meditation program, for example, involving a lot of people around the globe. And then what are my constraints? What is stopping me doing it? what are other thoughts stopping me doing it? Can I do it? Do I have a team? Does people really attend? Okay, do I have time? Can I spend this time? So all these doubts, right? All these thoughts that are pulling me back are the weeds. Cut everything and take the first step. It will start happening eventually. The more strength, the first step gives more strength to that thought, and then it will be able to grow miraculously. So miraculous mind is nothing but an empty mind. Every empty mind is a miraculous mind. And only through meditation, we can achieve this empty mind where we can plant whatever that we want and reap whatever that we want in our life. And that is thought power, nothing but thought power. So when we sit in meditation, people will say, okay, think of something that you want to achieve. Close your eyes, and the next 40 minutes, think of something that you want to achieve. Okay, what are we doing there? We are cutting all other thoughts and then thinking only about that particular thought. When we cut all other thoughts, what's happening? That 40 minutes, we are plucking all the weeds out and then thinking more and more possibilities about that single thought. When we think more and more possibilities about that single thought that we want to achieve and cutting all other thoughts, all the weeds will slowly go away. And then that single thought will get manifested. That's how we can manifest anything we want in our life. There is no limit to what we can achieve in our life. There is not even an age limit, not even a time limit, not even a space limit that we have. If Japanese want to grow crops, they are growing crops on their buildings today. What is the limit? Can anyone imagine? No. So there is no limit. The limit is here. The limit is in our mind. Once we take those limit off, once we take those weeds off, everything and anything is possible for everyone, not just me. I'm just sharing my experience. Every single person on earth is eligible, has the right to achieve what you want and what we want, in my point of view.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautifully explained. Thank you so much. So, can you explain the importance of listening and sharing experiences?
That's a beautiful thing. So listening and sharing the experiences is right next to meditation. It is the most important thing right after meditation, to share and to listen experiences. Why? Because see, we need, the spirituality is the most illogical topic. It is not a logical topic where we can drive a formula and then prove it to the mind. We cannot write, it is colorless, it is tasteless. Sometimes it may get translated into color or taste. It is most logicless. But for the mind to get convinced and inspired, see, even for meditation, to sit for meditation, we need little cooperation from the mind, right? So to get that cooperation from the mind and to translate some of our feelings into logic, we need to always share and listen to experiences. For example, I have seen a ghost in my meditation. That was my mindset from my experience point of view, because until then, what was my mindset? If someone ties a white sari or a white dress and have a weird hairstyle or something like that, it's called a ghost. That's what my mindset is. That's what my logic was. Yeah. But until and unless I hear some of the stories saying it is called a third eye experience, when you see something in meditation, it is called a third eye experience. You may see something that you have never seen. It could be weird because you don't know who that person was, right? I don't know about it. I always think it is a ghost. So what gave logic to translate my experience in a right way is someone else's experience. Okay. At the same time, I sat and then I saw some colors. Okay. In meditation. And then I opened my eyes. I told myself that I saw some colors. That's all. But when I'm telling this experience to someone, how detailed I will be. I will tell, okay, I closed my eyes. I have seen some colors. And actually, it is not just one color, there are 5 colors. And those 5 colors are coming from the sky or wherever it is into me. And when it went into me, it has done so and so. I won't translate this much, this detailed, when I just come out of meditation, because in meditation it happens illogically. When we try to give a perspective to the experience and talk about it, we'll be very detailed and we'll be perceiving that experience into a mental space as well, means conscious space as well. When it happens subconsciously, we don't forget that, we bring that into our conscious space. When we bring that experience into conscious space, the ability for the mind to perceive the experiences will increase, because mind will start understanding, okay, there is something new. See, mind is like a pet dog or a circus animal. Okay, whatever way we train it, it works, and there is no limit to the amount of training that we can give this, train the mind. We can train whatever that we want. So by sharing the experiences and listening to experiences, we are training the mind to perceive the illogical as well. At one point in meditation, they say both the subconscious and unconscious, conscious minds will merge and become one conscious plane. That happens through sharing and listening to experiences, where when we give a logical perspective, mind will slowly be trained to perceive these illogical aspects of life as well. What happens when we do this? The moment we sit in meditation, we'll be able to easily perceive the experiences, because we don't try to analyze it with the mind's logic. So mind is ready. Okay, I'm ready to see something new. Okay, am I perceiving something, some new understanding? I'm ready, because we have trained it to be able to perceive something new. So by sharing experiences, by listening experiences, we train our mind to perceive any sort of experience in meditation readily and openly. That will ease our path towards meditation. This is personally. But while sharing the experience, we inspire so many people. We don't know who get inspired. Let's say I take Saturday meditation classes, probably 10 people or 15 people join there every weekend on the Zoom, and many people watch it on Facebook probably. So sometimes I get text messages from someone whom I don't know at all, saying that, oh, that story, I was in some question and that story just cleared my question, just like that. I was like, you were not in Zoom, I haven't seen you, I haven't met you. We don't know how many other people who couldn't reach us getting inspired there. So that will inspire. It's like walking along, holding the hands together, doing the spiritual journey. And we'll have endless companions, millions of companions, who will share our vibration and then give energy. Every single good thought towards us is energy to us. So they give the energy towards us as well. So I believe, and one of the Breath Universe core concepts is every person, even Buddha, has a both guru and a student in everyone. So we always have to be ready to listen as a student, and we always have to be ready to share our experience as a guru. So everyone, there is no exception to it. If I'm talking today, it's not about I'm guru, I'm learning something as well as a student. So we have to keep these two selves active always, the guru self and the student self, yin and yang. So then that is the only thing which will bring balance in one's life. Both the guru and student should always be active. When we are talking, we should be aware, I'm a guru and I'm a student. I'm a guru, I'm a student. What am I giving? What am I taking? What am I giving? What am I taking? Scientifically, we can call this as energy dynamics. When we are reading a book, we spend some time while reading the book, but we learn something as well. Energy always goes in a circle, goes in and out and in and out. So likewise, by sharing and listening to experience, we recycle the energy. It's like passing the energy through a electrical wire and elevate ourselves.
Beautiful message, beautiful message. Actually, for me personally too, listening to experiences has given me so much of understanding about these concepts. Earlier, it was more on me trying to meditate and trying to focus on my breath and trying to understand things and read certain books. But definitely, experiences, listening to experiences gives a new perspective of how to look at things. I've seen in BSSM, wherein various masters, how they have overcome their challenges by applying these concepts, and
Yes,
that is very inspiring for people who go through similar situations in life. So
definitely.
once again, beautiful message. Thank you so much. And you were talking about books. So are there any books that helped you in your spiritual progress? Can you share
Definitely.
them with us?
Yes, yes. Books are shortcuts to enlightenment in my point of view, because I was not a reader at all from my childhood, so I haven't read so many books before meditation. But thing is, my first book was Power and Use of Thoughts by Leadbeater. Okay, so it was a very small book because I was more interested into thought power and things. So basically, on that day when I meditated at my uncle place, I got two books from him. So one is Power and Use of Thoughts by Leadbeater, and the second book was Autobiography of Yogi, Paramahamsa Yogananda. That book was very big, so I wanted to start small, so I started Power and Use of Thought. So that gave me a very wide picture and amazing perception about how the thought world is and what thoughts can do. Even though it is just 15 pages book, it gave me a like immense inspiration to explore the thought world. So that's one of the book. And then Autobiography of Yogi. It's it's an encyclopedia. Even if I think of anything now, that has a reference to it in it, be it third eye, be it astral experiences, be it emotional, physical, logical experience, be it a magic, be it a black magic, anything you think of, that book has it. So his journey was like, it has seen his journey, in his journey he has seen the depths of spirituality, all flavors of spirituality. So that book has introduced that, I would say, that should be the first book for all the people who does meditation, because that inspires anyone. Basically, I think even most famous people have read this book. Like Apple CEO used to carry this earlier. He used to always speak about it, and a lot of celebrities also have spoken about this book. So it is a well-known book. So that's one of the most inspirational book ever. And other books I can just list down, I don't know, but some of the most influential books are You Forever by Lobsang Rampa, White Book Ramta, Celestine Prophecy, all series, James Redfield. Okay, so these have created illusions by Richard Bach, one by Richard Bach. So I can name them. These have created immense impact and influence in me. Apprenticed with Himalayan master Swami Rama, and lot of books. Sorry, Living with Himalayan masters, and then Shriyam's book as well, uh, by Shriyam, Apprenticed with Himalayan masters. So many books, so many books. Books are shortcuts to spirituality. So when I'm thinking of books, too many books are coming into my mind. So I'm just flipping here and there. So every spiritual book is a must. Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. Who else can dissect the power of now and present moment than that book? No one else. So everyone will say stay in present. He has explained it in hundreds of pages, every line of this, how to live in present. What is living in present? Nobody could logically translate living in present so beautifully than Eckhart Tolle, right? So Peaceful Warrior is one of the greatest books again. Dan Millman. So many books, so many books. I can just go over. It'll be another session. So read books. It's experiences, sharing experiences and listening to experiences and reading books will progress your spiritual path so faster. It accelerates your spiritual path. So if anyone want any book references, just please do ping me. So I'm more than happy to suggest some nice books.
Thank you. Thank you so much for all the information. So, you established a platform called as Breath Universe. Can you tell us more details about it?
Yeah. So Breath Universe is I started it in 2017. So you see, I've been teaching meditation to many people, taken so many sessions across the globe. And then when I moved to Australia, there is something that's been going on in my conscious. So I've been prompted to start something around breath by my guru, and also my experiences, and also so many uh, so many reminders are coming to me to start something. So once I went to meet Patri sir, and then he gave me a pamphlet. Okay. I think it was maybe Madhu Gajjala, I don't know, but it was her breath energy awareness meditation beam, I think. So she was doing in Egypt back then. It was in 2016, I think so, 2016 or 4 5 years back. So he gave me this pamphlet and then said, see, start something on the lines of this. By then, I already have thoughts. I didn't have the name. What should I name it? So that's when this breath came into existence. It's like, okay, let me think of starting something. So then few people have joined in the initial stages of creating this Breath Universe platform, coined this name, and then gave a tagline called Bell, which is like breath, energy, love, and light are the four pillars of Breath Universe. So through Breath Universe, the motto is same: teach meditation to one and all, is the first thing. Okay. And second part is, here, as I said, my from my experiences, either in the spiritual path, one other thing which accelerates is we have to understand that we have both guru and student in us, not just one. If we become only one from day one, it'll be unidimensional. Either we become a disciple or a guru, but thing is, we won't become a complete man, complete spiritual person. So one of the prime mottos of Breath Universe is, on this platform, everyone has the right to talk, everyone has to listen to others. So I sit on stage sometimes, I sit in audience sometimes, and the person who might teach meditation for the first time will be able to talk, and I am able to listen. So a community group where we can all hold our hands and walk together and make this journey a joyful journey is the motto of Breath Universe. So with this motto, we have done a lot of programs. And then we one such program that we started is a Guru Sangatya. I know there was a short break to that. It will be coming back again. So Guru Sangatya, that's where we started this. It is an opportunity to interact with the Guru. We always listen to Guru, but thing is, what if you get a chance to ask just questions? That's all. You listen to that person so many times. You ask your question directly. It's not just a question. Sometimes you want to appreciate. You read someone's book and then you just want to appreciate. So it is a platform to interact with the Guru directly. So such kind of innovative programs is what Breath Universe is doing. The motto, end of the day, is to make this journey more joyful, make this journey more meaningful, and give right pointers. It is extremely important, Swapna, because just doing meditation doesn't give everything. That's why even Patriji says you have to listen to experiences, you have to share your experiences, you have to read the books, because those will give right pointers. Okay. What if there is a group who treat everyone equally? There is no one person standing here and then teaching. So it is just a group of friends. Whoever comes into this group will become one more friend to the whole group. So with that motto, we started. So our message is simple. Breath Universe means breath is everything. Universe is everything. So the whole meaning behind breath universe is breath is everything. That is a tagline. First thing is breath, meditate. So breath. And one breath, the second thing is energy. We have to understand our energies. Means whether I am, how much I am spending, how much I am receiving while I'm talking, while I'm reading, while I'm walking. We when we understand the energy dynamics, we can do anything in our life because we don't waste energy. We don't give energy to the weedful thoughts. The miraculous mind will arise. So energy is our second tagline. And then third one is love. Have loving thoughts. You have a short life. There is no point in hating. There is an amicable way to sort out every problem in our life. Love the environment, love animals, love people, love yourself first. First comes is like love yourself. Fall in love so deeply with you. Love every aspect. Love your ups, love your downs, love your lies, love your dark spots, love your lights. Everything. Only when we love, we can nurture ourselves. So third one is love. And the fourth pillar is light. Light is nothing but share, give. Give whatever that you have. Share whatever that you have. Only by sharing, we become a greatest light. Let's say you are a candle and then you want to cover yourself around. There is no point in having that candle out there. Open it. Share the light how much ever far that you can spread. By sharing your experiences, giving a book, whatever it is. So that's in short about Breath Universe and the bell. I call it ring the bell, which means breath, energy, love, and light. Thank you.
Beautiful concept. I was very fortunate to attend some of your sessions, especially Guru Sangatya with Newton sir, and great information shared. And thank you for spreading this light across the globe. Thank you, Hari, for joining us today and giving us wonderful insights on miraculous mind, importance of breath, and how by practicing awareness on breath, we can manifest anything we want in life, and also emphasizing on listening to and sharing experiences.
Such a great opportunity. Thank you, Swapna, for doing this. And the name Soul Connect is really good, too good, because that establishes a connection directly deep inside the mind. Because that word soul connect is like, okay, I have to connect to the soul of the person from my soul is the meaning. So that's a good name, and you're doing a wonderful job, and this team is doing a wonderful work, and this program is very, very good. And thanks for introducing so many masters. I'll keep following this link and then get to meet so many masters along with you and many others. And thanks to PMC Global for giving me this opportunity, and thanks to the whole PSSM team and PSSM family. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us today. We have more speakers coming in our next episodes, so stay tuned. For upcoming events and programs, please visit www.pssmglobal.org. Subscribe to PMC Global on YouTube.